So back with me, former Congresswoman Donna Edwards, Democrat from Maryland, currently a contributing columnist with the Washington Post. And Chris Wilson joins me as well. He is a GOP pollster who worked on Senator Ted Cruz's 2016 campaign. Congresswoman, I'm going to start with you on this one. Do you think Biden's latest gaffe is going to impact his standing amongst African-American voters?
I so don't think so. I think we spend a lot of time talking about these things, but actually when you heard the full remarks and he kind of self-corrected in real time and you saw the audience reaction, I just don't really think it's a big deal. I mean, people want to focus on a person's policy, on their intent, on what they're going to do for the country. And I think that this has been a Joe Biden week. Quite frankly, especially with that speech where he really challenged the president on the grounds of character. And I think Democrats are looking for somebody primarily who can beat Donald Trump, and then they want to marry them with issues that matter to them.
Chris, Biden is known for his gaffes. This aside, right? Historically, he is known for this gas. When the president first heard that Vice President Joe Biden was running for president, he said, bring it on, basically, because who knows what he's actually going to be saying when he's out there. Yesterday, at one point, he actually said truth over facts. I think everybody knew what he was getting at, but nonetheless, I don't think that's what he wanted to say, verbate. In the long run, it hasn't necessarily hurt him, his gaffes. Will it?
First of all, my heart goes out for the campaign staff who are watching that. Having been in that position myself, it's like you're like, oh my gosh, and everybody sort of collapses amongst themselves. So it was going so well up until that. Will it ultimately hurt him? I think that really is up to Kamala Harris, Elizabeth Warren, those people who stand up next to him in the debate stage. Because what this does is it further creates skepticism about his position on issues of race. Even though he says one thing, his history on busing and numerous comments he's made over the years indicate a different position that he truly holds. And what I mean by that is he clearly equates sort of whites are rich and minorities are not. And he's made those sorts of comments.
I mean, I don't think we can resolutely say that he clearly equates that.
I spent a little bit of time this morning looking at comments he's made over the last 40 years, and his gaffes tend to push in that direction. It's just, Obama being clean and articulate. It's that sort of thing. Now, will it affect the race? Probably not. I think Congressman Edwards is exactly right. I don't think that it matters from a standpoint of what voters are looking for, the way they're going to make their decision, unless, as I said, another candidate capitalizes it and makes this sort of issue, as Kamala Harris did during the first debate on busing. But he's got so many endorsements from African-American leaders, and really in Iowa, it's not going to matter. What this does, like I said, it creates further skepticism with woke white millennials, and that's not his audience anyway.
Congresswoman, you want to react to what Chris just said?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think that you're all wrong about Biden and his history. And look, I don't have a dog in this fight quite yet. But I do know that I think Democrats are looking for somebody principally who's going to beat Donald Trump. And at this stage in the game, they view that Joe Biden can do that. But they also think that about several other candidates. We see Elizabeth Warren coming up, and I don't really see them, kind of going after each other in that way. They're going to demonstrate, one, that they have ideas of their own going forward, and that they can go at Donald Trump. And frankly, the president does a lot of projection, and his statement about Biden playing with a full deck, you got to ask who's really playing with a full deck on that one.
I just want to put this latest poll out there for you both to comment on in Iowa, which is Joe Biden continuing to maintain his lead, but Elizabeth Warren sneaking up there with 19%, Kamala Harris in third place with 11%, and then Bernie Sanders, interestingly enough, at 4%, which I think, Congresswoman, if you're on the far left, this is a real big indicator that Elizabeth Warren may very well be winning that race.
Well, it is. And I mean, the thing that strikes me about Elizabeth Warren is that she hasn't had to have one of these kind of breakthrough moments where she, sort of goes up in the polls. She's been steady as you go, really, since that last April poll. And her gain isn't just from Bernie Sanders. He lost 7, but she gained 12. And I think that shows some real resilience and strength in her campaign, coupled with the kind of operation that she's put together, particularly in Iowa.
All right. Congresswoman Donna Edwards and Chris Wilson, thank you both. Appreciate it, guys.